I'm Rena Chinn, and welcome to Psyched with Rena. In today's episode, we are going to talk about imposter syndrome. But first, let me introduce myself. I'm Rena Chinn from the Seattle area. I primarily work with people of color, or as Resma Mencken refers to them, bodies of culture. And imposter syndrome is something that is especially acute in people of color. People of color may also suffer from depression, poor self-esteem, anxiety, and perfectionism. So these characteristics may predispose them to a feeling of imposter syndrome. Please consider subscribing by ringing the bell and hitting subscribe below to hear more content like this. Now, what is imposter syndrome? Imposter syndrome is the sense that we are a fake, that we don't belong in the current position or in the certain opportunity we have. There is actually a cycle to imposter syndrome, which I'm going to show, that starts with usually some sort of opportunity. Maybe we are asked to give a talk, asked to contribute somehow, to write a report, asked for our opinion. This event can trigger off our sense of inadequacy. And then we will begin to next procrastinate and overwork ourselves in trying to come up with the perfect solution, with the perfect outcome. So we start off with an event that causes us to feel inadequate. We overwork ourselves, procrastinate, and face perfectionism. Then we have the event happen. And at that point, we seem somehow to close off our ears to positive feedback. We discount people giving good words and tend to just accuse ourselves of doing a poor job. After the event, then there is a period of rumination, of kind of self-doubt that can feed into our next opportunity of sharing, and then we will feel equally as inadequate. So for the cycle of imposter syndrome, we need to figure out how to interrupt it at all of those different opportunities. The first remedy is to talk about it. Talk about the sense of like, wow, this is a big opportunity, or this is something I'm not sure I can do it. And also to reflect on other successes we've had, that we have been able to do it, and to figure out where we have done well in the past. We don't want to just limit ourselves to hearing only negative feedback. We want to be able to hear and reflect on positive feedback as well. To say, I may not feel like I can do it. However, other people have believed in me to invite me to do this. Maybe I can. The other opportunity might be to reflect on how you are a growing and learning person. Reflect that you are not a finished product. You are not perfect. Everybody knows that. And that you are learning and growing. So even if you don't do this one event or opportunity perfectly, you are on the road to improvement. So we're talking about shifting your self-perception from someone who is imperfect and can't do it to say, people believe that I can do it and I'm a learner. So I'm going to try and I'm going to improve. The other aspect would be to listen to the feedback you get and to really take to heart the positive as well as the negative. That way you can kind of reframe the sense of yourself as someone who is on the path to getting better rather than feeling like an imposter. One thing that trips us up with imposter syndrome is a sense of comparison. Oh, this programmer is always reading books and they're so much better than I am. Whereas I'm not wanting to read any technical books. Or this person is always so relaxed speaking in public. It's a better choice to compare yourself with your own past behavior. Oh, I used to be anxious speaking in front of people, but now I'm a little bit less anxious. I am improving. When you compare how other people perform with how you feel, you're doing what Alcoholics Anonymous describes as comparing other people's outsides to your insides. That's always a losing game. If you learn to talk about your concerns, maybe you'll find out that other people are also concerned about their performance. They might have doubts. They may not be as confident and perfect as you may think. Part of healing from imposter syndrome is also checking your self-talk. Notice when you're feeding yourself negative stories about yourself rather than accepting the positive feedback you've gotten from others. Also consider when you are catastrophizing. Try to imagine a positive outcome from doing something new or stretching yourself rather than forecasting failure. And then I want you to really be able to take stock and ask other people for opinions, for feedback on how you've done, to recalibrate your perception of yourself. Some of this needs kindness for yourself, to realize that you are not perfect and that you need to accept yourself as someone who is learning and growing. But in order to recognize growth, we need to stop catastrophizing, stop telling ourselves that we are going to fail, and instead accept that we are learning and growing and accept the positive feedback. Envision doing a better job than you have done in the past. Look at this chart here and see what you can implement now. If you have found any of this helpful, I would like you to give me a thumbs up and please consider subscribing to Psyched with Rena. Press subscribe and ring the bell and you'll be notified of the next video. Okay, well that's it for now and I wish you well. Take care. Bye-bye.